First of all, it's good to see everybody. And I know from my hotel room I could see the line was really long. So I want to say that at first I thought maybe Michelle was speaking before me. The fact that you guys were waiting in line that long, that's really nice of you. It helps it was in San Diego because the weather's pretty good out there. Yeah.
Hey guys, I guess you can tell from the title that I was fortunate enough to be in the presence of former President Mr. Barack Obama. I went to a conference and he was the keynote speaker. And so I was there among thousands of other people, but it was as if he was just talking to me. Yeah, kind of. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is discuss what he talked about and then flash in some video. One thing he talked about was education. He talked about values, honesty, inclusion, and failure. So let's talk first. Let me see. What should we discuss first? Failure. So watch this little snippet of Mr. Obama, and then we'll go to the next little topic.
Absolutely. It was okay to fail as long as you learned from it.
Exactly. Yes.
If you failed and then you made excuses or you tried to cover up that you screwed up, then it wasn't okay. But I think, Tony, you're making a good point. Most things that are worth doing are hard. If they were easy, everybody else would have done them already. And I always used to tell my daughters sometimes I'd come home after a long day in the Oval Office or the Situation Room, and I'd say to them, girls, I just want you to know, just so you're setting expectations right, adults don't really always know what they're doing. It's amazing a lot of stuff works at all. And I'm sure some of you have that experience in your organizations.
I have to be honest that when he was in office, I just didn't realize how funny he is. He's just so funny. Anyway, I got a kick out of being there. He also talked about honesty, and I love this part where he talks about where he stopped smoking and why he stopped smoking. So let's listen to that.
The reason I quit smoking was because I never smoked in the house. My daughters got old enough where they could kind of smell it. And they'd ask me about it. And then I had a choice of either lying to my daughters or confessing to them that yes, I was a smoker, in which case I might be passing on this horrendous habit to my children, or quitting. And I quit.
And lastly, I'd like to show you what he started off with talking, which was about education and how important education is.
Yeah, like Michelle, I didn't come from a wealthy background, and all we really had was education. And my grandfather grew up in a small town in Kansas, and there you go, Kansas, Virginia. And he was able to, after World War II, come back on the GI Bill, and that's how he got his education. Somebody made an investment in him. My grandmother, because at the time, even though she was working on a bomber assembly line during the war, didn't get a GI Bill benefit. One of the changes we made when I was president was to make sure that spouses and family members of our veterans also got. So she never had a chance to go to college, although she was able to work her way up from the secretarial pool to become a vice president of the bank. My mother, she was able to make sure that impoverished women were able to build up small businesses through microfinancing, and she was able to do that because of the education she received. And frankly, I wouldn't be born had it not been for my father, who had grown up in a small village in Africa, getting a scholarship to study here. So everything in our family was based on the ability to, and the confidence that if we applied ourselves, that if we had a society that supported our education and contributed to our ability to access new information and widen our horizons, that we could make something of ourselves and be useful. And that was a value that was instilled in our family, but frankly, it was also a value that existed in America. And one of the things that I always emphasize is that
it was an awesome experience. He's an awesome speaker, of course. I will not forget that weekend and that day. The whole weekend was great. I met great people. We were all excited about watching Mr. Obama or being in his presence. I just can't explain to you how exciting it was. I didn't know I was going to be able to get in. I didn't have the proper credentials to get into the meeting, but you know, God works everything out. And somebody in charge let us in, me and a few other people, and it was just awesome. I guess my takeaway from this, other than the things that he said, and he said so many inspiring things, is to reach for those things that you think are impossible. Because I never even put that on my bucket list, because I was thinking, I just never even thought it was a possibility. So I never put on there that I would hear Mr. Obama speak, especially after he was no longer in office. I wanted to see him while he was in office, but had no earthly idea how I was going to see him when he was not in office. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Thumbs up if you liked the video. Please subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Oh, hey, the whole time I was at the conference, so many compliments on my sister locks, and vice versa. I complimented people on their locks, their natural hairdos, and their sister locks. Anyway, take care.